Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Footballer Insider, Tom Heaton verbally agrees to join Manchester United. Tom Heaton has rejected a new Aston Villa contract. Tom Heaton's current contract with Aston Villa expires next month. He's been at Villa 2 years. Villa paid £8 million for him from Burnley. It said not so long ago Manchester United were close to signing Tom Heaton on a free transfer this summer as a backup to De Gea and Dean Henderson. Tom Heaton used to be at Manchester United. He risen up our academy and he was with us for like 8 years. Tom Heaton is 35. So it looks like he's coming to Manchester United. Now the 10 players that could leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. So De Gea, he's one that could leave. De Gea is now our second choice goalkeeper because obviously Dean Henderson is our number one. I think it'd be the right decision to offload De Gea in the summer transfer window because I reckon now he's had his years at Manchester United. And Solskjaer has refused to reassure that De Gea will retain his place in the Europa League final. Some United fans think it would be a mistake letting De Gea go this summer. De Gea has endured 10 years at Manchester United, so he's been a long servant. I reckon he's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us because in the last couple of years, De Gea has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. But a few years ago, he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. He's won everything domestically at the football club and he's made over 500 appearances in all competitions. It said earlier on this season that De Gea had made his transfer decision. It said he's preparing to leave Man United and Man United is set to pay off his huge contract. He's got like 2 years left on his current contract and he's on £375,000 a week, which is a substantial amount. He said earlier on this season that would set the price for De Gea. It's £50 million. There's a good chance that De Gea will go back to Spain, but it recently said that Jose Mourinho wants De Gea at Roma. Now Romero, he's another one that we could offload because Romero doesn't get in our team and he's like our third or fourth choice goalkeeper. Most of Romero's appearances have come in the cup games. He's been at Manchester United now over 5 years. We brought Romero in under Van Gaal. We got him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. Lee Grant, I think there's a chance we'll also offload him. Obviously, he's one of our goalkeepers. Isn't Lee Grant like 37, 38 now? We brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. If I can remember rightly, we got Lee Grant on a free transfer. I recall him making one appearance for Manchester United since he's come. Diego Dalot, I think we'll be looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. Jesse Lingard, obviously he wants a permanent move away from Manchester United. He's out on loan at West Ham at the moment. Obviously West Ham want him permanently because he's done very, very well since he's gone out on loan to West Ham. The reason we loaned Lingard out in January is because he got frozen out of our squad. Now there's reports coming out saying that we could use Jesse Lingard to buy Jadon Sancho because Dortmund are interested in Lingard. Brandon Williams, he's another player we could offload. Obviously, Brandon Williams seldom plays for us. He's our third choice left back. He played a lot of games last season, Williams. That's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. He played against Leicester not so long ago, did Williams. He started as a right back, but he's nowhere near effective on the right as he is on the left. And at the start of this season, we give Brandon Williams that number 33 shirt. But it would be beneficial to loan him out because he'd get more opportunities and he would gain more experience. Nemanja Matic, I think there's a good chance that we'll offload him in the summer transfer window because Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders. But he still gets his chances, and in some of his games at Man United he has been consistent, but analysing the vast majority of his games he's been inconsistent. Reservation about Matic is that he's too slow, and plus he's ageing up. The club made a mistake giving him that new 3-year contract before the start of this season. Matic has been at the club now for quite a few years. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Juan Mata, there's also a good chance that we'll offload him because Juan Mata doesn't really get in our 11. Juan Mata's current contract I think expires next month. There is an options trigger his contract for a further year. At the first part of this season, Juan Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. My element of concern about Juan Mata is lost that yard of pace and plus he's ageing up. But I think he's had a good career at Man United. He's been at the club over 6 years. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. Andres Pereira, we're looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan at the moment with Lazio. Paul Pogba, he could still leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. I hope he doesn't know. I hope he stays potentially past the summer because we've been getting the best out of Pogba in recent months and he does bring creativity to the team. Don't forget earlier on this season, Pogba had a thigh injury. He was out for a while. He had an ankle injury at the first part of this season and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. This has been Pogba's 5th season at the football club since he rejoined from Juventus. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Now, he's had a long-running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. Barcelona have been in for him. PSG have been in for him. And his former club Juventus have been in for him. I did mention that there's a good chance Pogba will go back to Juventus if he does leave Man United in the summer transfer window. Obviously, Solskjaer said earlier on this season that Paul Pogba's future lies at Man United and he hopes Paul Pogba stays and signs a new contract. He said our players would be devastated if the club decided to sell Pogba. Now, quite a few weeks ago, it said that Man United will offer Paul Pogba a new £400,000 a week contract, but it says Pogba is demanding £500,000 a week. His current contract expires next year because earlier on this season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. He said, we will sell Pogba this summer if he doesn't sign a new contract, and it said Man United will demand around £80 million. Mini Oriola has done a lot of talking throughout the course of this season. He said not so long ago that Paul Pogba wants to win trophies at Man United or another top European club. He said that Paul Pogba's future is still in doubt, and he spoke about Eden Hazard and Paul Pogba swap deal. Riola said as well earlier on this season that he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. And he did criticise Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. I presume all United fans were not happy with him criticising Ferguson. And he did say though earlier on this season that he's got no intentions of destabilising his client's season. And he made an admission saying that he's working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence. Back in December last year, Mini Oriola made an announcement regarding Pogba, and Solskjaer was furious with Pogba's agent's announcement. We've been playing Paul Pogba in more of an advanced role, haven't we, recently? And we need to keep him there because that's where he's more effective. So yeah, they are the 10 players that could possibly leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says he wants 3 world-class signings if Man United are to challenge for the Premier League title next season. There is a lot of players that Manchester United are looking at. Now, obviously, yesterday I give you the news on Raphael Varane. The Manchester Evening News said that Man United were holding talks with Raphael Varane as he considers his future at Real Madrid. Raphael Varane is valued at £60 million. Reports were coming out yesterday though saying that Man United are preparing a £40 million bid. Liverpool have also been in talks with Raphael Varane. He said earlier on this season that Raphael Varane is keen on a move to the Premier League. It did say earlier on this season that Chelsea were the favourites to sign him. He says Chelsea were prepared to meet Real Madrid's 61 million asking price. Said earlier on this season that Real Madrid were closing in on David Alaba from Bayern Munich. Raphael Varane's contract talks with Real Madrid have stalled. His current contract expires next year. The Spanish transfer expert Eduardo Inda said earlier on this season that Varane could be on his way to Man United in the summer. It said earlier on this season as well that Real Madrid are prepared to sell Raphael Varane on one condition: he must inform Real Madrid on his decision to leave. We was in for Varane 10 years ago, but I'd certainly take him at Manchester United. The reasons is because he's a world-class centre-half and he'd complement Harry Maguire in our back line. He's highly experienced. He's got a good pedigree behind him as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. And he would exceed expectations in the Premier League. They're the reasons. Varane has endured 10 years at Madrid, so he's been a long servant. Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens, and he's made over 300 appearances for Real Madrid in all competitions. Man United is still in search for the centre-half, despite Eric Bailly signing a new contract not so long ago. You obviously know the news on Jules Koundé from Sevilla. Damasio recently said that Man United made contact with Sevilla regarding Jules Koundé. He said he's top of our wish list, and Sevilla have requested €65 million. It said not so long ago though that Sevilla will accept around £52 million. His release clause is around £78 million. Yeah, I would take Koundé at Man United because his performances for Sevilla have been very, very good. There's still news coming out regarding Declan Rice. Do you think there's a chance Man United will sign him in the summer transfer window? But this summer transfer window is going to be huge for Solskjaer and Manchester United in general. The summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. I'm expecting us to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window, and I've already identified the areas in the squad where we need to strengthen up. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players that he wants to recommend in this year's summer transfer window, because Solskjaer hasn't got all the players that he wanted to recommend in yet, and in that aspect the blame stems from the board, but the board has been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Obviously reflecting now poor the recruitment's been, we've overpaid for players, and in general the managers that we've had since Ferguson retired haven't got the players that they wanted to recommend in. I'm expecting Solskjaer to get good backing in the summer transfer window. Obviously we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director, and we've got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. Solskjaer did warn earlier on this season that we may not do business as usual due to the pandemic. But he said he's interested in bringing in players that'll be a perfect fit for the club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does deserve at least one more season at Manchester United. I don't think he's a long-term manager for Man United. I hate to say that because I hope he's a long-term manager for Man United, and I hope he succeeds as Manchester United manager, because we love Solskjaer a lot because he's a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance, and his most iconic moment as a player was 1999 when he scored in the last minute in the Champions League final and he won the club the treble. That is the club's greatest achievement. Solskjaer is only still Man United manager because he is a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. But he is our best manager since Ferguson because he has made very, very good progress. This has been his 2nd full season at Manchester United. He's been Manchester United manager over 2 years now. We appointed him in December 2018, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. And reflecting now on Solskjaer's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's tried a few different elements in that. We're guaranteed Champions League football for next season, which is good. We're probably going to finish 2nd in the Premier League this season, despite us losing our last 2 league games at Old Trafford, because we lost 4-2 to Liverpool and we lost 2-1 to Leicester. I was disappointed with the Liverpool loss, but I wasn't too disappointed with the Leicester loss because Solskjaer played a weakened squad. Obviously, he had no choice because of the fixture congestion, so many games in a short period of time. But our priority is the Europa League, and Solskjaer knows that. Solskjaer's got to take this Europa League final seriously. We do play Villarreal. We should beat them, but Villarreal are no pushovers. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and Solskjaer said the other month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. But we win the Europa League. That'll give us more confidence, and it gives us something to build on going on into next season. Next season is the big season for Solskjaer. Next season he's got to exceed expectations if he is to remain Manchester United manager. If things go wrong next season, then I think there's a good chance that Solskjaer will be sacked. I do have my concerns about Ollie, like I've said to you before. My two biggest concerns about him is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, and his decision making also concerns me. Because in a lot of his games at Man United, he has been tactically naive. But there's also been some games where he's showed tactical flexibility. But he's got to do that, persistently show tactical flexibility. Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. But yeah, a lot of United fans are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in and they believe that he needs more time. But there's some Man United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. Because a lot of United fans have been demanding him out and they've heavily criticised him. Obviously, they've got their reasons behind it. But there is positives regarding Solskjaer. He has made good signings as Man United manager. So far, he's spent almost £300 million. He's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. He's done well in a lot of aspects this season. At one point got us top of the league. We're now second in the league. Got us to the EFL Cup semi-final, got us to the FA Cup quarters, he's got us to the Europa League final. We've enjoyed good periods under Ole. It's good that he's brought consistency back to Man United because we didn't see it for a long time. Got a very good away record in the Premier League. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We're unbeaten in our last 25 Premier League away games. We've been far better away from home than we have been at home this season. All our defeats have come at Old Trafford this season in the league. Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season at the club. He guided us to 3 semi-finals, got us qualification for the Champions League and got us a third place finish. And I like the way he has promoted the youth. So they are the positives regarding Ole. Solskjaer's just got under a year left on his current 3-year contract, but earlier on this season, he said he had agreed a new 3-year contract worth 30 million, likely to be 2 years with an option of an extra one. Now, our next game is Fulham. Fans are back for the game against Fulham. I think they're allowed 10,000 fans. I presume our fans are going to protest against the Glazers again. We recently protested against the Glazers ahead of the Liverpool game, didn't we? But obviously, it was a peaceful protest the second time. We were supposed to play Liverpool on the 2nd of May, but the game got postponed because hundreds of our fans broke inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch to protest against the Glazers. Will the Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of the club? That's the question. Quite a few weeks ago, our fans protested against the Glazers at Carrington. Now, Solskjaer said not so long ago that the Glazers apologised to him. Solskjaer did say that the violent incidents went too far, but he says the club have got to take notice of the fans, because obviously everyone understands the fans' frustration. Solskjaer not so long ago was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. Joe Glazer not so long ago wrote a letter to Man United fans and the other week, Avram Glazer refused to apologise over the European Super League. Sky News caught up with him in Florida and he refused to answer any questions. He said not so long ago that the Glazers could be forced to sell Manchester United, but for only £4 billion. Before that, he said they've got no intentions of selling Man United despite, the protests. Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that the Glazer family will not sell Man United, and he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. Joe Glazer released a statement earlier on this season apologising to Man United fans over the European Super League plans. But we get the Glazers out of Manchester United, it would be definitely the correct decision, because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And I hate the way the football club has been run in general for a long time now. The Glazers have been at Man United 16 years. They bought the club for $500 million back in 2005. So we've got to recommend new owners in. And that probably will be beneficial for Solskjaer as well if we get new owners in. We know that Ed Woodward's going to stand down at the end of the year. Obviously, it got announced earlier on this season that Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice-chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Ed Woodward, because we've been very critical of Woodward for a long time. Woodward has had a 16-year association with Man United. Not so long ago, his mansion got attacked by masked protesters. Who will be our new chairman to replace Ed Woodward? Now, the last time I read up, it said that Edwin van der Sar was the favourite to replace him. So there you go. But in the last 8 years, Manchester United have been playing catch-up, as you all know. We haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired. A lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired. But since Ferguson retired, we've sacked 3 managers. That was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. We've only won, 4 trophies since Ferguson retired. That was the FA Cup under Van Gaal, the Community Shield, the Europa League and the League Cup under Mourinho. So that just proves how inconsistent we have been. We've spent over £1 billion as well in the last 8 years, and we've brought around 37 players in since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. So guys, there'll be more videos coming up later on. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.